What's up, you guys? It's Beloved, and I am here with the Don, and I'm here with Shawnee, and this is Three Takes. You guys, it's been a minute since we've been on, so we hope that you guys didn't miss us too much. For those that do watch us, just subscribe to us and like us. But it does feel good being back. We all had our vacation days, so now that we're back to it. So of course I'm about to ask, how are we today? How are we feeling today on this good? What's today? Today Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Wednesday. How are we doing on
hump
Wednesday?
day. My grandma used to always say it's hump day.
I never understood that term.
And I don't know, the middle of the week, hump day. Like I never
So
really
is it in reference of a hump, like a camel's back, like
getting
hump?
over the hump. Getting
Yeah.
over the hump.
But what was the hump?
Wednesday.
No, no.
It
I'm
is
saying
though,
what
right?
is Monday,
the week,
Tuesday
the
the
week is
hump?
the hump. The whole through the whole week is the hump. You know what I mean?
Well, can I be honest? Wouldn't technically Thursday be the middle of the week because we got Sunday, Monday?
Well, you going to the weekend though?
Yeah. I think they just count for weekdays because we go to work on those weekdays.
Yeah.
Got you. Because I'm like, technically, Thursday is the middle of the week. Okay, but I got you. Happy Hump Day. How are we today on Hump Day? How are we feeling?
I'm Gucci. I'm sitting here sipping my bourbon
Of course.
with my super big ice cube in it. Can't, it's a little melted now, so you can't really see it like that. But
You got those designer ice cubes, those designer ice cube trays.
yeah,
I'm
like
about
the
to start investing.
sphere and the cube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
nice when you just
ball.
have like a little drink. Which
Yeah.
one?
I want to buy the ball ice, like a,
Yeah, the sphere. The sphere.
yeah, love
That's
that.
I got those too. But
Mhm.
it's these ones that's actually I probably won't get it, but it's these ones that's like a rose. I'm like that's fire. You can make it like a rose.
That's for like specialty drinks, though.
Right, exactly. But shit, you can feel special whenever you want to.
Yeah, I might get that. Where did you see that at? Where's that at?
Amazon.
Of course, I might tune into that. I like a little rose, obviously, but yeah, I like that. Oh no, y'all are weird. No, I'm talking about this, y'all weirdos. I don't do that.
I thought it was
I
just
cut
I
the
thought it was just
video.
like, oh,
Cut it.
my mind went into the gutter.
Yes, it did. Why is your mind in the gutter? I don't do
Same though.
that.
That's funny.
I have flowers right here, you guys. Let's get it back in on Hump Day.
Oh wait.
Oh, crying. That's funny.
How are you, Don?
She love her rose.
I'm done. I'm smooth. I'm smooth. You feel me? We was just talking about me working on my healing my inner child. So I feel great.
So, when you say inner child, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You say healing your inner child?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
that's what I said. Is it a good thing?
Yeah.
Bad? I mean, it's a good thing that you're trying to heal your inner child. But I'm saying, like, today you tapped into your inner child. So, was that a good thing or a bad thing that you had to tap into you? You being a child.
It was a good thing because I mean the point of like tapping into the inner child is to notice what wounds we still have
Mhm.
as
That part.
from the childhood that we didn't notice that we're still carrying. So I had to talk to my inner child. So I felt like at a young age I didn't feel protected. I felt neglected, yada yada yada, stuff like that. So I spoke to my inner child and I said, I'm here to protect you and care for you and love you and stuff like that. So basically I'm just, you know, giving the love to my inner child that my inner child didn't that my child that I didn't receive as a child.
Mhm.
So I'm giving it to myself.
I think that's very
Okay.
beautiful to do because I know for me, I have to force myself to go back to my inner child because some of it was stemmed from trauma. And let's be real, who wants to go back and think about that? Then you're reliving that trauma. But in order to get to that inner child to be at peace, you have to tap into that. But I don't just go. You're a good one, Don. You went willingly. Me, some gotta really tick me off to the point where I'm back into little beloved. for me to actually comfort her. Because honestly, I'll just be like, you thugged it out this long, you be all right. You know
I'm
what I'm saying? But I think
Mm.
that
I,
is important to do for everybody to do, especially if you've dealt with a traumatic past or if you, like you said, didn't feel like you were protected or unloved. So I think that's a beautiful thing. So good job with that.
Yeah, very mature to do.
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, I did write today on my note, in order to heal, you gotta face the mirrors.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is facts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of ties in today's topic. So today we're talking about Tyler Perry's movie Last Straw. And the reason why I say it ties into that is because those of you guys that have seen the movie, if you watch towards the end, you thinking that this is like like she's going through all of this all at once, which for me I didn't like. But towards the end, you realize she really snapped. So that makes me realize that she had been going through something, some traumatic stuff, and she didn't deal with it. So I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the movie. The only reason why I would say that it was okay is because of the what is it? The turn of events at the end that made it like a shocker. Does that make sense? But other than that, I was just like, dang, this lady cannot catch a break. Like she is going through all of this in one day. No, no.
So you don't think it was realistic?
I think the experience that she faced is realistic, but to go through that all, she went through a lot, bro. I counted a lot of stuff that she went through
But I think that can all happen though. Everything can come crashing down right at once
in
like
one
that.
day like that. In one day like that. I mean, granted, let me not take away from people's experience because you're right, but some of that stuff was like, hold on, mama, like
I don't know.
you
I feel
got a
like it
lot
was
going
all
on.
realistic. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of single mothers, I feel like go through that. So that's why I think it was good
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of mothers could resonate with that. Like a lot of them are struggling to pay rent, whatever, because rent high as
Mhm.
hell these days. So a lot of people go through that. That's real shit. They'll go through like, oh, the rent's late, they're about to be evicted type shit, they don't get to pay. People live paycheck to paycheck. So
Yeah, yeah.
like shit, like, I know if I don't get a check, I ain't gonna be able to pay my rent. So like, you know what I mean? So and her going through that, not getting the check or whatever that was in that case, and her daughter got all them problems, and she just
Mhm.
wanted to, that's taking all her money anyway to but she cares about the daughter, so it's all she got, so of course she go do whatever to put her first and make sure she's taken care of. Everything else is secondary. But her daughter and all them problems took up a lot of her money, so she couldn't pay for like regular shit. Like that's a lot for just a single mom to do.
I
um
oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think what Beloved was trying to say was, I ain't never seen. I've seen people go through life with an experience like one day at a time,
Mhm.
but she has an asshole landlord,
Yep. That's
asshole boss, an asshole customer, and it's getting robbed. The store getting robbed. Asshole police officer, all in one day. I've never seen. I've
all
never
in.
heard or seen something like that. I
That's
can see
I
it
just counted
happening,
off five things.
huh?
That was five things.
Right. I can see it happening one day. You run into an asshole police officer. The next day, your landlord coming to you, or next week, your landlord coming to you. But I was like, damn, this lady didn't run into one compassionate person until she went to the bank and she's robbing it, or supposedly robbing it. I thought that was like crazy.
It
What
was.
caught my antenna that I thought was like, okay, hold on. It's like the police officer. Like, granted, there is a such
Oh, the
thing.
white dude.
Yeah, there is a such thing as police brutality, but like Don said, you already went through three things beforehand. Then you got to deal with this. Like, can we like do day by day and not do it all in one day? I didn't like how he did all that in one span of one day. Like he should have did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now that would have been realistic.
But what difference does that make?
I'm just gonna say all of that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but like Don said, I ain't never known or seen or even heard of all. I just counted off five things. all of that happened in one span. And it wasn't even, we're not even at lunchtime, y'all.
We what?
We went through all this
I'm
before
weak.
lunch, before dinner.
Oh,
She went through a lot. Baby didn't even want to eat. And we're not even at lunchtime. And you went through all that?
right. Fucked up her car. Honestly, when I notice two things, it's all I go home, I stay home.
Man,
I
facts.
go right home. Like, oh, I can see this is already starting off really weird, and I'm gonna go to bed. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, not everybody can do that though.
touche.
When you got a kid, you can't just go home and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Her kid was already passed, though.
But she snapped.
True.
She snapped.
Yeah,
She
but
didn't even realize that.
yeah, exactly.
So so this is what confuses me. So even in her snap mentality, did she still go through that, or was that just in her mentality?
No,
Did
she
she
went through.
actually go through all of that while she was in her snap mentality,
She
or was
did
it
because she
imagine?
snapped back. She went through all that because she snapped back into reality when she was going to jail.
Yeah, the only thing I seen that was different was when she went to the school, and in her snap moment, they thought she was taking her child away.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, the teacher was like, or the
I
principal, I
didn't
think.
call you. She said we didn't call you.
Yeah, that's why I think that's why she's asking, was all that happening really real?
So
Yeah, that part didn't happen. But I'm talking about all that. She went to the school. What really happened was she went to the school and the teacher was like, "What the hell? I didn't say nothing. I didn't call you." But she was just in her mind thinking that she had to really go get her from school, and she went with that. Even though in reality, the teacher was like, "What the fuck?" But she didn't realize that until she snapped back into reality when she was going to jail.
So let's be real. So technically, that was one thing that she did not go through. She didn't get her child taken away. Her child passed away. So let's take away that. Does that make sense? Like, so that's why I said all this stuff is overwhelming. So that's why I'm asking. Technically, she didn't get her child taken away. Her child died. So that was one event that didn't happen. Do we know for sure that that her manager? I believe her manager was an a-hole, but was she actually getting robbed? So it makes me think deeper, like because you were snapped in a mentality that you are not consciously aware, with some of these events in your head, or did it actually happen?
But
Because
it
you
went through. But it
mentioned
went through all the ones though. It ended up like
we don't
it did
know
like a
that because
cameo.
we don't know that because she just lied. I mean, she didn't lie, but her unconscious self made it seem like she dropped her child off. Her child was getting taken away whole time. Maybe you up at this school acting weird and you're not even in your right mind. Your child died. So that event did not happen. That's what I'm saying. Did the other events happen? It showed that event did not happen. So was
Yeah,
she
because it all
involved in
led
the
up to
other
her
events?
going to. Yeah, because it still all led up to her getting to the bank trying to cash a check and going to jail.
So are you? So I'm assuming, baby, you the cause of why you went through all this.
Well, she is.
Yeah, I'll say the police thing probably actually happened because the
Okay,
other
yeah, that, yeah,
off
yeah.
ticket. Yeah, who knows? But you,
But
at least
even
you
with
said it. Go
so
ahead.
even down to you not paying your rent, you don't. Yeah, you probably have back, up doctor bills. But seeing how the house was and how she dealt with that, she didn't come back to reality. So a lot of stuff could have been avoided if she did not snap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but she still would have got put out though
How
because she couldn't cash her check.
she could have? She didn't have a child. She could have went to go cash that check.
No, but you see what happened when she went to go cash the check. That's why she
No,
had an ID or whatever, and
bro, she stopped. She went to the school. The school's apparently her going to the school apparently held her up from going to cash her check on time. She
no,
didn't
because
have.
she would have been at work. She left work to go to the school to get her kid.
So that's what I'm saying. If there was no child, why are you
She
going to
would have
go?
still been working, but she would have still been working though, not having a check.
She could have took. That's what I said. All this happened before lunch. She could have took her lunch break and went to go cash that check and then paid her rent.
Why didn't she take the break? I'm trying to remember that.
All this happened. That's
So
what I'm saying. Tyler Perry, why did you not feed her? Why didn't she take a lunch break?
this is what I remember. Her boss told her to go ahead and go. she made a pit stop in between. One of them was the damn pit stop. I think the bank was the pit stop. Because I think he let her go to the school for her child.
Mm-hmm.
So then she made another stop at the bank.
So I'm saying if she didn't have to go to, if she was consciously aware, she didn't have to go to the school because she's consciously aware her daughter's no here, not longer here. She still could take that break. Everybody has to. You have, it's mandated. You have to have a break.
But yeah, I mean,
break, she could have went to the bank.
But that goes into the story of she created this mostly herself, though. That's all part of the story.
So she snapped. So that's what I'm asking. Are these other events? She is the cause of why this happened because she was not in her right mentality. That's what I'm saying. She is the reason why some of these, not the police, that was, that was uncalled for. But the other stuff, her rent not being paid, if she was in her right mind, she definitely could have took that break to go straight to the bank to go get her rent. That could have been avoided.
But this was also, it also seemed like these were normal occurrences that kind of always happen. You know what I mean? Like she had to go get her from school. You never know.
Bruh, no.
Well, my thing is she was gone. Like the child is not an excuse because she was gone. She wasn't in her right mind, so she's still thinking the child is there.
But she wasn't in her right mind, and she was basically continuing the day as normal. That's the way I thought he was trying to put it across, that she would just continue her day as normal. Like she was saying bye to whoever she said bye to, and or some shit. I can't remember exactly, but it made it seem like it was still a normal day, but she just snapped because of the kid or something. And so I don't know. I don't really find the things to happen to be too out of the norm.
But I think what Beloved is trying to say is one hassle could have been avoided, which is the rent. She could have went straight, if she was in her right conscious mind, she probably would have been grieving, all this other stuff, losing her daughter. She still could have went to that bank, cashed her check, at least the rent would have been paid. And then she probably still had the asshole boss for a job, at the job, and she wouldn't be robbing no bank if she just went there and cashed her check.
But
that's another
but what you're saying is the reason she couldn't cash the check because of her wallet. So like if she would have went to the bank earlier, she still wouldn't have had an ID.
Right. That was.
So that's the reason the whole thing happened with the bank, because she didn't have an ID and they wouldn't cash her check. That still could have happened earlier.
But okay, hypothetically, cool. But she still could have had time. I feel like.
But you got to think the landlord was under there. She was ready to throw her ass out, though.
She was ready to.
She was not willing to work with her in any way possible. So.
But I thought with banks, and correct me if I'm wrong,
they look you up your social.
Yes, they do. If you don't have your ID, you can give other personal in-depth information.
That's not good.
But that's what it's there for. What we doing?
No, because what if somebody has my social? They can just go to my bank and fucking, you know what I mean?
No. I'm saying she's right in front of them. That just like certain banks give you an option if you want a personal password to let them know, hey, this is me. That's between you and them. They have to look that information up. So that was another way of get her stuff. It's her social. But I get what you're saying. What if?
No, I hear you. I don't like that. I'm just saying in general. If they do that, I don't like that because what if someone knows my social?
They give out questions with that social, though. You know what I'm saying? It's the social, then they have the personal questions. Somebody got your social, but they don't know all these other questions. This is why when you do apply for bank and you in that little office,
they ask you all that.
Exactly. So that I'm still gonna say that could have been avoided.
Yeah, when you call them on the phone, you ain't using no ID. Your PIN that you created, password you created between them, and the security questions. So, yeah.
She's the cause of why this happened. And then you kill this is how I know she snapped for real. She killed her manager. Like your manager is that much of an a-hole that he blamed you for a robbery.
I think he was trying to do something to her though and she reacted like that. I don't know.
He called the police because he thought that she said
that she robbed him, right? But he had to do something because I don't feel like she would have just shot him just because.
She shot him accidentally. It was an accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was on the phone with reporting her. You know what I'm saying? He was already on the phone reporting her, so now she's about to go because the dude is already dead. The dude that was robbing is dead, but she was trying to save him. So he wanted to be petty and call the police and blame everything. So she was gonna go to jail regardless, or she was gonna get caught up because there's a dead body already. So that's what made her snap because dang, I'm about to get cause for this man's death because I did shoot him to protect you, and now you blaming me for protecting you, and I just protected you. All you got to go, bam, you're dead. But she's the cause of that too, not the robbery, but that too. So not only are you getting robbed, but you're robbing a bank. So many robberies within one movie.
So I think the
So many robberies, man. So
I think the purpose of the movie really and the point it was trying to get across was just that, you know, a lot of single mothers go through a lot, which they do. Like a lot of people go through similar stuff like that, so they resonated with that. And I get that. And I think also at the same time he was just trying to tell a whole story. So that's why I'm like, I'll accept it for what it is, and I'm like, it's cool and it was deep.
He need to stop telling these stories. If you're gonna tell these stories, get some interviews from actual single black mothers and get their input on it and stop making it your own. Because even with this movie, it's a lot of stuff that is overwhelming, but a lot of stuff, like we keep saying, could have been avoided. And some of the stuff is not realistic. Like, to me, from my perspective, it's not realistic. If you're going to do a movie about a single black mother that is struggling with a child that is sick or mental illness or her job or whatever, sit down and talk to these black mothers. Don't just go off of what you think is right, because it ain't right. Like, I don't know, people is applying this movie. I'm not one of them, and I'm gonna be honest. Tyler Perry's starting to irritate me because he keep targeting black women in their struggle, but you're not a black woman, so you don't know the struggle. If you're gonna do this, thank you for bringing awareness to struggling black women or black women in general, but you need to get the facts. Don't just go off your own opinion or your own perspective and say, let's make this into a movie because it's juicy and I want my audience to like it. Like, 9 times out of 10, us black women is not going to like it because you're playing on people's trauma when really you're not even getting the trauma part right.
You got some strong feelings about this movie. Some strong feelings.
Oh, wait. The only thing, I didn't like the movie neither, but I will say people do snap because they don't have support. They're trying to hold it down on their own. Everybody think they strong. We not God. None of us is God. We only have a certain capacity. And so that is true. Like her snapping because she got to take care of her sick child. She got a lot of other stuff going on in this world. And then her child died. Yeah, I can see her hitting her. Whoop. Yep. Right over her head. But I'd rather see those type of movies. Can we see something more towards the end of her getting help? I don't know. I just didn't like the movie. Stuck on the struggle and that's it. And that's our life. Like, dang. Like she didn't get no type of a better ending.
But I think that was good though, to add a twist to it, to like not see the comeback.
He had to add a twist. Some stuff. I want to see people overcome trauma. I want to see people overcome pain. I want to see overcoming.
Well, in that specific story, she didn't though.
She did or she didn't?
Well, I'm saying in that specific story, she didn't. You also got to think like a lot of movies are just like, you know, just like a story that they came up with their head. And then I think he changed it anyway. Did you see that? He originally had her getting out of the situation somehow. But fuck, what was it? I wish I could see that article. He originally had her getting out of the situation somehow, not going to jail, but then he changed it.
That's not somebody overcoming anything. I'm saying just more empowerment. Like, yeah, we can identify with pain, but that's not our identity. Like, that's what I got from that. Like, that's most of his movies. That pain is our identity. Struggle is our identity. I don't care about none of that anymore. We live that every day. Can we see some other stuff?
I think because he wants to be us. He wants to be a black woman.
Oh God.
He wants to be a single black woman struggling.
Well, that kind of
That
goes
is a
into.
different person. Y'all can't tell me, like, come on, man. Like,
But
this
you
is part
had
of the
never heard
movie.
that he tells a story of what he's seen with his mom though? Have you ever heard that?
My mom struggled, but I'm not gonna sit there
Same.
a movie. I mean, I'm gonna tell the story, but then I'm gonna show like at the end, like this is not all that you can be.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I didn't seen. Trust me, I didn't seen what that woman went through in that movie and seen it in real life. So I don't want to see that on a daily. And
Mm.
But I
Mm.
don't know. She did have some help though, because when she finally got back to consciousness, she was on the phone with her mama. Her mama was the one that told her your child died.
yeah,
So where was the mama at throughout all this struggle? You know what I'm saying? Like,
probably struggling. That's what I'm saying.
let's struggle together. Can we move in together and come together and figure out a game plan? I'm just saying, like,
You ain't
what,
wrong. Yeah, get a house. Help me. Help me. Help
help
you.
me, help you. Let's help each other. I don't like his movies. Go back to the plays, man.
Dang. Yeah, you can tell you got some extreme bias towards Tyler Perry.
No, he has an extreme bias. He is biased towards black women. He needs to interview black women to get the real scoop. If you want to be a storyteller, that's perfectly fine because he does a good job at it. Hence is why we're talking about it. But you need to get the real facts. Don't just go off of what you assume is right, because then you'll have these conversations or you'll have black women down your throat, and like it's not good. Like he can do better.
So what
But
about the
his
movies not
shows are like
factual?
that too. His shows are like that too.
What
You know,
about the movies not factual?
bro, all
Or
that happened in one day, man. Don made a good point. Spread it out, like
but that wouldn't have made the movie no different. The point that he was trying to get across, that wouldn't have made the movie any different.
it would have. Yes, it would have. If he would have said, "Hey, a subtitle today's Monday. This happened. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Tuesday. This happened. Wednesday, this happened." If he would have spreaded it out, I would have said, "Okay, she got a struggling life." But to have all that in one, all of that in one day, all of that in one.
I don't think that affects anything though with the movie and like the point and everything. Because it's still regardless, it still kind of happened. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's more so. It's not really about what's happened to her specifically. It's more so of the point coming across as like there's a lot that goes on, and she just reached her breaking point. Like if all that shit happened in a week, she still would have reached the same breaking point.
But the difference is it would have led up to her breaking. It would have led up to it. Does that make sense? It wouldn't have just been. It would have been more for me. It would
Yeah,
have been
but
more
that in
realistic
itself doesn't make it a bad movie, in my
from
opinion.
your point of view. From Beloved's point of view, it was trash
Just because of that point, regardless of everything
because
else.
of a lot of points. You have a lot going on in the movie, man, that does not seem real. And honestly, you can ask other people that have seen the movie. They would, especially black women, they would agree. Like, yeah, we had a struggling life, but some of this stuff, it didn't happen all at once. That's what my point is. All of that happened all at once. Spread it out. I'm not saying it can't happen within a week, but all this stuff happened before she even had a lunch break. I'm confused with that.
I think in Tyler Perry's mind, that shit happening before lunch break. I wouldn't say that's probably why she snapped, but she snapped way before then.
Yes, she did.
She snapped the day before.
She snapped it when she died.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
But that's
But
what I said.
that's also good too, because like movies like that a lot of times be left up to interpretation.
Touche.
You know what I mean? So it's always good when a movie leaves it up to like it could be different outcomes or whatever you think. So I appreciate that in a movie.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Do better though.
Damn.
The only thing I will say is what he did that was good that this world needs to do. Period. Tiana Taylor being compassionate and hearing her
The
out.
cop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's a
I
lot
got
of
the proof, Chief.
that's true, but just let her talk because that what's her name in the movie? I don't know. Taraji P. Henson was just conversating with her and just talking
Janaya.
and over explaining herself.
You are
And what
great.
I got from that is nobody ever gave her the space to open up to be heard.
That's true.
And that I did like in the movie. That's probably the only thing I liked in that movie. So
Is it because you like her as an artist, as a person,
I'm crying.
or is it
you're
because of both? Or is it both? Nah, but
allowed.
for real,
You're
like
allowed to like sections of things.
you know, I didn't even like her in this movie. I don't think she's I'm gonna just go ahead and move forward from there. But I didn't like Tiana Taylor in this movie.
Why?
She's
yeah.
not
Why?
I was gonna say she's not a good actress.
What? That other movie that she was in, 1,000 years or something, 100 with that little boy.
I didn't watch it because I don't like her in movies.
Tune in.
Mm.
She's very good. She can get some more acting coaches or a different acting coach and spruce you up, but nobody's perfect. But I feel like if she was to practice that or tap more into that craft, she'll be good. She's more so for gritty movies. Does that make more grittier movies? I get what you said because her being the officer, I literally forgot she was in there for a slip for a good second. I forgot she was even in that movie till you mentioned her. So she's more good for grittier movies, not like this. But it was good that she was the optimistic one because that's one thing I will say I like that he did. It showed that she did have somebody that has went through similarities that she went through that can actually vouch for her. You need somebody that's going to vouch for you. I don't care who you are. You always need somebody that's going to vouch for you because it's good to hear from more than one person because that just shows that your story is valid. So I do
That's true.
that he did that.
Okay, cool. So overall and all, y'all not the biggest fan of Straw.
No,
Got it.
no, he is.
Uh do better. But so that makes me ask you this question. Are you going to tune into the new Medea movie? Because I'm excited for that. I ain't gonna lie.
He got a new movie coming out.
Yes,
On
you do.
Netflix in a couple days
Mhm.
or something like that, like the 15th
When
or
is he
11th.
retired? I thought he retired from the wig.
He did. So I don't know. I'm glad he coming out of retirement because Medea's his best thing. You know what I mean? So
And we can go in the rabbit hole about that too if you want. I think that that is his persona. That's why I said his inner person.
oh god, the
It's
black
a black
woman.
woman. Because you only make good stuff when you have that wig on.
I'm weak.
His plays was good. I can watch the plays all day. I have to fast forward some of the singing though, but the plays were good. The only movies I loved, and he need to go back into this, is of course Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Charles, stop making them bubbles. I love that movie.
That man was up. She liked that shit.
it was good. That was a good movie. Good Deeds. Um, Family Reunion.
What Medea's family reunion?
Yes, Meet the Bride.
Yeah, yeah.
So those old movies that he had, great, good. I feel like he thought more thoroughly into writing those movies. These other movies, I don't know. I think because his audience is a bigger mass now, he has to try to appease everybody. But even with that, he's not even going to appease everybody. So he might as well just go back to what he knows. But these new movies, I don't know. It's too much satire, too much overly comedy, if that makes sense.
So what do you think about Beauty and the Black?
I've never seen that. I'm not into freaky shows like that, man. Like
I
some
What do you
of
mean?
it overly
I don't think it's
and I
freaky.
like it.
Beauty in the Black is like all Queen's Men.
I don't know what that
I
is.
like. I ain't gonna lie, I like that show because of Madam is a boss. Is she a boss in this show?
I think
I
the
like.
story is just amazing on how things like from the until the last episode of the last season, like how this girl came up in the way she did and it just threw all of them off. It's crazy.
Okay, well
Um,
I'll tune into it then because I was hearing people. I was hearing reviews on certain scenes. I'm like, dang, is it overly freaky? Because I don't get down like that.
Uh, I
So
think
I'll tune into it.
What is overly
there are
freaky?
some sex scenes, like, but everything has that these days.
Is
Right.
it a lot of sex scenes?
I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't. No, I don't think there's a lot.
Okay, I'll tune into it.
But also, sex scenes don't. I mean, it don't bother me that much.
I mean, that's you, Shawnee. But me and you are different. I get
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I have to fast.
He said, "I get uncomfortable." I'll be on there like, "Damn, they showing that these days. They showing that."
Oh, wait.
Might as well turn on the porno. Like, who's watching?
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah.
they down there about to
Not doing that. Not
they
doing
down there about to start showing insertion.
Yeah, I think so. That's right.
I'm sorry, but that's funny.
Bro. What was I about to say? Doesn't all the Queen's men have a lot of sex scenes, or am I tripping?
And guess what I do with that show?
You
Fast forward.
Yes, I do. And honestly, it don't take that long. It's a quick bop bop bop, and that's it. They
The
talk.
sex scenes usually don't last long though.
But
Like-
nah, some of these shows they lead up to it, and that's the whole scene. Like, goodness gracious, y'all don't even kiss no more. Can we stop doing? I don't know. Some
I'm
stuff
crying.
is overly
Sex.
sexual.
I agree. They're doing that on purpose these days.
I don't like.
agree with that. Because if it gets too raunchy, it's like, yeah, it starts to look like porn. It's like, yeah, fast forward, please. Like, Jesus.
And my mama sitting here. Fast forward it. Turn it off. Turn it off.
You know, like, you see that, mama? Oh, weak.
Or a movie with your parents sitting there and it gets
That is awkward as fuck.
It is awkward.
I can't watch this with her. Turn it off. It's to the point I'll be looking at the ratings like, is this rated R?
When it come on, you better be like, mama, close your eyes.
Nah, that about we don't watch it.
That's funny as hell. Don't look, mama, turn your head. Oh, weak. That's funny. They do be over. I don't think it's a whole lot in there though. I think what bothers some people because there was like a dude on dude scene. I think, yeah, because it's like one of the sons is gay, type shit. So, but it ain't. I feel like they didn't because they try to push that a lot and shit these days. But I don't think it was overly pushed in this.
Okay, if it's not overly done,
Yeah,
I'll
it's annoying when they like force it in there. You know what I mean?
too much, but we know sex sells. And Tyler Perry, that's why I say he need to go back to the original, because he is starting to insert. What happened to God, bro? You are inserting too much sex in your stuff, even down to your shows. Granted, I'm surprised last year she didn't get raped. I'm
Dang.
surprised she didn't get raped. Because some of his shows or his movies now has sex stuff in it. And it's
Most-
just
Most of the stuff. Most of
yeah, like what happened to God, bro?
Right. I mean, I get what you mean. Maybe he'll come out with another movie that's goddish. I don't know. I feel like maybe he's trying to diversify himself. I mean, I know that came out terribly, but goddish. But a movie, maybe he's trying to diversify himself. You know what I mean? Because if a person stays the same,
When
you ain't gonna really grow.
And that is why we could go deep into the rabbit hole concerning his stuff. When your crap is literally Bible based or Christian based, and that is what helped you get to where you are going. Let's be real. The church is what helped him get to where he is now, because all them old ladies was watching his stuff because it was like, okay, we got something Christian wise that's funny, some comedy, but there still was God in the midst of it. So the church helped you get to where you at. Don't forget where you come from and don't bite the hand that feeds you. Now that you are mainstream and that you are connected with the big folks, you got to appease somebody. So let's be real. You got to change the way your movies is, your plays are, because you want to get a broader audience. And a broader audience,
Excuse
some
me.
of these people don't believe in God. So let's take God out and let's insert more sex. Now I have more views. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he weird.
I think
He a
that's just
weirdo.
everybody that gets big. They all do that. I mean, because God ain't what's popular right now,
And
and
Yeah.
that's
that's sad.
unfortunate. I
I mean,
know that's a problem.
but so why ruin so why lower your morals and your values and your beliefs for $1? That's what it's giving.
Yeah, because 90. I mean, I ain't gonna say 90. A big percentage of people who will do that, they will sell out for more money, more fame,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Do better,
But
Tyler.
I mean, I wonder if he'll ever come out with something that's still like that
He's
or
not.
not.
I doubt it. He's only getting bigger. You do owns like a percentage of BT, if not all of it. Then you own a percentage of Netflix. That man, let's be
Mm.
real. He has to keep putting out this stuff in order to keep that percentage. So he's not. If anything, it's probably going to get worse. He's probably going to, like you said, some insertion is probably going to start happening. Dude about to start making pornos. That's just me because most of his shows consist of that. I can't even sit down and watch certain shows because it's like, dang, they just pop, dang, bro, they just turned on somebody already about to have sex, bro.
So, I think this is a good segue into like the other topic that we have for Tyler Perry, the controversy. Uh,
He's trash. That's the controversy. Do better, Tyler.
so the situation with the actor that worked for him showing text messages and all that.
Yeah.
Um, do we think that's real?
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go.
Uh, honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I seen the screenshots.
Yeah.
I think he was like showing the conversation. I never seen like it said Tyler Perry's name or whatnot.
The name?
But I don't know.
I think old boy I will say this. I think the dude exact and I'm not a Tyler Perry fan no more, but I feel like the dude exaggerated a little bit because even looking at the messages, it's just like a normal conversation. But I wouldn't be surprised if he propositioned him. I will
Yeah.
say that.
Because that was weird how he kept going back to the situation if you were that uncomfortable, you know what I mean? As a man, you know what I mean? It's super easy for you to pull yourself out of that. Yeah, I ain't messing with that no more. Like, you weird. Now, you liked it if this happened. Because why would you sit up there, go back again, and sleep in this bed or whatever the hell happened? But
Or why are you taking his money?
yeah, like
You
why would you sit up there and drink so much and then stay the night at his house? Like, you know what I mean? You're asking for that type of shit.
people just don't get up and go. Like I just sober up a little bit or be moderate or don't drink and go home. If you know people can pick up people's energies.
Signals, yeah, all that,
So that's why I say he
definitely.
exaggerate. He didn't tell what he did. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, he had to egg him on some way, somehow, or something. He probably leaving some parts of it out, which of
Definitely
course
stuff.
the person's gonna do so they can get their money.
And then the money amount, you could tell just with how much people are requesting within in funds. The money amount is in millions. So what did you do, bro? For you trying to blackball this man? Even though I don't care, you still trying to blackball this man to get millions. You didn't say thousands or to get your story across. You wanted millions from this
Yeah,
man.
he a billionaire. He want millions because he a billionaire. I don't blame him. Shit, if I was suing a billionaire, I want some billions.
Okay, but do that behind closed doors. Get set up an amount behind closed doors and do all that. A part of me feel like there was an alternative motive when he did that. Granted, get your story across, but what did you even get out of even saying anything? You definitely didn't get your money.
Is it still? I don't know if it's still going or not.
Man, they probably gave him not even what he wanted. And
Probably
gave,
gave us some hush money.
or threatened him and said, "Hey, bro, you gotta shut up. Here's a little couple thousands going by today." You should have did that behind closed doors and had an agreement with him. That way, you could have got your money. And let's be real, not be greedy. Get you 1 million or 2 million and shut up. Like
All right.
you're doing too much. So I don't know.
Damn, 260 million. That's a lot. That's what he was trying to sue him for.
Wow.
That's why I said something's fishy right there. Something is odd.
Always want to do something when it ain't benefiting them no more.
Mm-hmm.
They want to like manipulate the situation and be like, yeah, Tyler Perry did this, Tyler Perry did that. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it since the first time they spoke about it. Who knows?
You wasted all that energy to not even get the amount that you want, and then you are greedy because you want 200 and something million, bro. I'll be cool with 5 million. Can you just do this behind closed door? Hey, bro, let's have a conversation. Lawyer to lawyer. I will produce these text messages if you do not give me this amount. If you do not give me this amount, then I'm going to go to the mass media and I'm going to try to tarnish your name. But let's be real, because he is protected by bigger people, you can't tarnish that man's name. You Tyler Perry's still living his good life. He's coming out with another movie. And the dude
Yeah,
just lost contracts. Don't nobody want to work with you no more because you a snitch.
Who's the person?
that's a point. Derek something.
No.
Uh,
You sound like a snitch, Derek.
Derek, I'm weak. Derek Dixon.
Yeah, it's giving snitch.
Snitching.
Snitches get you stitches.
Snitching Dixon.
I'm not saying that he's in the wrong, because if that situation made you uncomfortable, you have a story to tell, because that is weird. I already said he a weirdo, but it's a certain way that you go about doing stuff. You went to the mass with this a big amount of money request and thought that you were going to get that amount. You could have did that behind closed doors with the lawyer and requested a different amount. I'm gonna still say that amount is still too big. It still would have got paid and moved on. But now you put a target on your back because ain't nobody gonna work with you,
That's true.
and you didn't get your money.
I'm
So you
gonna have to
go
look this dude up and see where he's at in life in like the
yeah
month from now.
in the unemployment line. I hope you got something, bruh, to fall back on, because nobody's about to hire him unless some people is against the people that are against Tyler Perry might. But even with that, you can't even be trusted. He could have went about it a different way. What you laughing at? What's wrong?
You. I'm laughing at you.
He could have did it a different way. That's
Love it.
weird.
She be predicting everybody's life, and they like, yeah, they gonna ain't shit gonna happen. Their life gonna be in turmoil.
I'm weird. She said the Lord said so.
Amen.
I'm weak. You know what? Sound funny, but I'm actually about to buy me a Bible. Actually, yeah. I'm like, I don't have. Actually, I do have a Bible. I got one of my like one of my grandma's old Bibles, but I don't want to use that one for some reason. Like, I want to keep that, so I want to get another one. I guess I'm looking on Amazon. Is there some special place to get it?
I'm gonna send you this link. It's a study Bible for students, and it's an orange Bible. It is so good because it dissects everything and it breaks it down. You don't get that thou art. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
James version is a little confusing from our day and age, but that orange Bible breaks it down, and then on the side it has notes that ties into the message that'll make you think differently, or give you a different perspective. So I'll definitely send that link over. But I do recommend everybody that's watching or listening to get a Bible that is comfortable for you, because and I'm a predict this. In a few years, there's gonna be a time where we're not gonna be able to have Bibles. I'm just gonna say that.
I
So
can
it's
see that.
important now to get a Bible and study the word. I'm at fault. I didn't even study my word this morning. I ain't studied my Bible in a couple days. And that's my fault. But it is important to have a Bible in your home. That way, if you are going through something, pop that Bible open and connect more with God. Like you said in the other previous podcast, connect more with nature, be grounded. You got to be grounded in this word as well. So that's good. I'll send a link over, but definitely check that Bible out. It's real good.
I'm about to go out there grounded on the grass with the Bible in the hand.
Right.
I'm gonna get both. I'm like, the Lord said that I'm walking around. They're like, who the fuck wrong with this nigga? I'm like, give me my moment. That's
Nah, man. I gotta be honest. I seen some man at the airport, and it's busy, but he was in the corner with his mat, his prayer mat, and he was praying. And so that got me feeling like, dang, bro, I don't even do that. And this man is bold about his faith. In the corner, it's packed, like, but he's praying. I feel like we need to be more like that. Tyler Perry, if you ever listen to this podcast, which I you need to go back to your old movies, your old plays that tap more into the word. And it's okay to have comedy. It's funny, but you're losing yourself over $1, bruh. This stuff is trash. It's becoming trash. It's trash. So that's my spiel. Beloved's out.
I'm crying. But yeah, what was I about to say? It was something that my pastor had said. Dang, and I lost it. Fuck. What that nigga say?
What that nigga say?
No, I can't remember though. But it was something good. I think I told you like I'm in the New Testament, which this is my first time ever hearing the New Testament. The Gospel of Mark is what we own. So it's actually some interesting stories because like in this you kind of like hear Jesus speak a lot, which is new for me. I'm like, oh wow, he was back there talking.
Yeah, Matthew too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the five. Did they call those the apostles? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, or the four in Acts, something like that. But Matthew and Mark, you really will see Jesus talking. And if you got a Bible where it's red,
it's red. That's what
that's
he was
him talking basically.
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
good. You'll be like, this nigga is crazy.
Yeah.
He talking smack, slapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's real good.
He gets mad and all that in there. So yeah.
But I like that because it shows that he was still
he
human.
had feelings. Yeah. He had emotions. He was like one of us.
Yep. Definitely study Matthew too. Matthew was good.
Yeah, I heard Matthew was a good one. I think that's the one they did before.
Matthew, Mark, yeah.
Oh, okay. But yes, I'm sorry I missed Matthew, but I guess I have to do that on my own. But,
it's real good.
But yeah, I'm like, that's crazy how it's red and then he's talking. But
what's your pastor?
Nigga.
What's my pastor's? I'm weak.
It's nigga.
Well, I'm weak. Miss nigga. T, my pastor is trans. I was just Could you imagine that? Is that like, ain't that kind of unholy? Like trans pastor?
I'm sure it's a trans pastor out here somewhere.
Oh God. They probably got their own kind of churches. Like, oh man, that's crazy. I could see that. But beloved space.
Nah, you had me confused because you said Miss Nigga, and I'm like, huh? You just I'm like, okay.
It's a joke. It's a joke. But but my church has like 3 different pastors, and they kind of all rotate. It's kind of weird, but
non-denominational.
Yeah. So Corey is the one I like the most because he like, I don't know. It's like I like how passionate he is about, I don't know, making it make sense. And he's very passionate about like the way the state of the world is and how people really need God more than ever and stuff like that. He's real passionate about it. And he's just passionate about how like Christians need to like focus on the bigger picture, and like there's no way you can be Christian by hating somebody just because they don't vote for the same person that you do and stuff like that. Like how they're using that to get us to really like get away from God. And I think that's true because I'm like, how I think that's very immature to sit up here and try to not like somebody. Like when people say that shit on Facebook, like, oh, delete me if you are a Trump supporter or something like that. I'm just like, that is so immature because you can't be if someone votes differently than you, that's immature for you to be like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that person now. And I don't think it's Christian. So I kind of agree with that. Fix your face. But because you still supposed to, God and politics are never supposed to really be together.
Yeah.
So you can't like do that. And the pastor expresses that, and I like that. Because it's like I feel like people are afraid to talk about it in real life. It's like a lot of people, like when they come to church, they just kind of do their own little, well, depending on what kind of church it is, just do their thing and then they go repent and do the thing they shouldn't be doing instead of like applying it to real life.
That's because, let's be real, the word says you will be persecuted for your beliefs and you will be persecuted to even spread God's word. Don't nobody want to be persecuted.
Persecuted for doing what?
For being a believer or for spreading awareness or for being now for
Of
real.
God?
Yeah, what? There's a lot of just like you just said, politics and religion cannot go hand in hand. I agree. That starts some debates. We're not even supposed to be debating about the word, but even if you were to present your point of view and another person doesn't like it, you're gonna be persecuted for even believing. Does that make sense? Like,
Oh, I was so confused for a minute. I get what you're saying.
yeah, you're gonna somebody gonna downplay you or talk smack about you.
Oh,
It,
I thought you were saying being persecuted in a different way, but that's I
define,
screwed
define.
it.
Well, which way did you think I was saying?
Being shit. I'm confusing my hell damn self. But I thought you were saying persecuting as in like
Is that bourbon, bro? With the
I
bourbon.
need some more. But I'm weak. No, persecuted as in, I thought you were saying like if you try to spread the word of God, you're going to be persecuted by
I did
God.
all of that. The word
By
persecute.
Oh,
God?
I
no,
did.
you mean by other people.
Yeah,
But
that's what I just now understood
that's
because I
what
thought she was saying
yeah.
you thought
I'm
the
like,
same thing.
yeah, yes, what you
Okay,
just said. Then when she
yeah,
explained it more, I'm like, oh, I get what she's saying.
No,
that's
But
why I was like,
okay.
whoa, at first, but I was like, I'm going to
I
hell.
was gonna say, just like he was saying, it's just immatureness because everybody thinks different.
Mhm.
Everybody don't believe the same thing. Why can't we just have a conversation without somebody being persecuted? Period in life.
Exactly.
Because
So
everybody has
And,
their own
and then
values or beliefs.
people like to make politics their entire personality. Like you don't have to. I mean, I feel like back in the day, I don't know. I feel like it was better when everybody wasn't like okay, like the Trump supporters, for example. They're so passionate about it, and it's like I miss one back in the day where you barely knew who someone really voted for. Like that wasn't like politics wasn't like so
yeah.
part of like who a person was. Like that's just crazy to me, and I'm like I just don't think that's a good thing for society because like politics is literally made to divide us. So it's like, and then you're going to embody that dividing thing. Like that's not good in my opinion.
I agree. It becomes a persona, your
Yeah.
personality. Yeah.
You, Shawnee,
Huh?
you voted for Trump, didn't you?
What? Like I told you before, I don't put my political views on the internet right now.
He voted for Trump. Because he never told us who he voted for when we got off that last.
I told you I would tell you when we off the air.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
So we're on a podcast with a Trump supporter.
Oh, wait. Oh, now you projecting on me. Like, how you gonna
No,
do
no, no.
that?
I'm just saying.
No.
Can I be honest? I already knew, but that didn't stop me from me considering you one of my bros. That never stopped me. We've had talks all the time, Shawnee. That never made me look at you in any less than or different. It made me question why you did it, but I mean, everybody is entitled to their own feelings or beliefs, but to each his own. Do
All
better.
right. Yeah.
Do better.
If you knew better, you do better. On that
And
note,
do better. You should have known better. But you didn't. That's why you didn't do better. Do better.
Beloved is on 10 for this podcast today. I love it. So, all right. So we can wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Three Takes. If you enjoyed our conversation here today, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share, like the ticker says on the bottom. And also, if you don't mind, give us a follow on Instagram at Three Takes. If you would like to keep up with us individually, go ahead and give Beloved a follow at Beloved's Music, Sci-Fi at a follow at _ Sci-Fi, and myself at Big Dude Shani. Feel like it was a good conversation today.
It was.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Stay positive, stay focused, embrace your journey, and stay blessed.